In today's segment, let's look at an aspect of responding to RFPs and the like that is greatly overlooked for the opportunity it represents. It's an opportunity not only to obtain deep and direct insight into why an organisation won or lost a bid, but also into how that resulting intel can then be used to improve multiple layers, multiple levels of performance in future pursuits. It's a mouthful, please explain. Gladly. Let's come from the angle of the company that's just lost a bid. To state the obvious, they're going along to a debrief to find out why they weren't successful. And if you ask the majority of debriefing attendees from the bidder's side what they're going to do with that information, they'll give you a very generalised response such as, "We're going to use it to help us structure a better offer next time," i.e. for the same prospect if they ever get another chance, or a prospective client they perceive as similar. They might also say that we're going to use that feedback to improve our processes. Well, there's nothing wrong with either of those intentions, except firstly, they're extremely general. Secondly, there's no how involved in those answers, either of them. And in my experience, even if they were asked, they wouldn't actually have anything other than a rather vague response to that further level of questioning. It probably goes without saying, but we're not going to let it go without saying, that this degree of vague generality represents a lot of areas of wasted opportunity. Even at that more superficial level of thinking, it lacks any particularly useful specificity. For example, regarding the use of insights to improve the bidding process, what parts of the overall process are they looking to improve with it? Specifically, what parts of it? The initial frontline information collection process, the primary part of the process, or the secondary research elements? The formulation of the solution and any assumptions made before forming that solution, the strategy development process, the validation process, the intra-organisational alignment, the writing process, the production process, the links between each of those working parts, or the shortlist presentations. The point I'm trying to make is that going into a debriefing session with the vague intention of collecting information and insights to help improve bidding processes is just not something that lays the groundwork for the sort of specific questioning outline that's necessary to help you ask the questions that are relevant to improving the areas of your bidding process that are relevant to you and relevant to the bid that you've just participated in. Because the quality of the answers is dependent upon the quality of the questions. But even more to the point, if the questions haven't actually been asked, the answers probably aren't going to be given. At least not the really deep, drill down specific ones that are going to represent the greatest current and future value to you and your broader organisation. And all of that leads me to my next point. Moving back up the chain, the quality of the questions asked and the way the bidder's team manoeuvres, either skillfully or not, within the conversation that takes place during the debrief is dependent largely on two things. One, as we've said, preparation. And the second thing that's rarely given the consideration it needs to have been given in terms of the role in making the most out of a debriefing opportunity or wasting it, is the selection of the bid team specific personnel who'll be the attendees at that session. Rarely is it that the bidder doesn't have enough personnel to attend the debrief. Usually to the contrary, in a big ticket bid at least, there's a fairly tight limit on the number of participants, so there's very little excuse for not picking the best men or women for the mission. And it's important, because back to the preparation aspect of the mission, if you're serious about preparation, it's about a whole lot more than just mapping out a questioning outline. Although doing a thorough, multiple component, multi-level job of that is obviously fundamental. But that too, along with how the resulting information is captured, how it's used back at base, and 101 other considerations, have underlying those imperatives the strategic selection of your debriefing participants, because those participants have a pivotal role to play in ensuring the effectiveness of all of those elements of a debriefing performance. I hope you can see that what, on the surface of it, seems like just a PS at the end of the bidding process is not only just a PS. It represents the potential to improve everything from the strength of your proposed solutions, the formulation of your strategies, and every moving part right through the entire process. And the degree to which you can milk more information out of your post-bid debriefing sessions than your competitors can is the degree to which you can leverage potentially golden insights and wipe those competitors off the battlefield in future bids, whether with the same prospective client or with others.
Roger that. We're heading out.